Good morning, everyone. Get my little thing going here. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, happy Thursday. And oh my gosh, I got up at 5 this morning. It just been a really super busy day. And yeah, the energy seems very kind of bizarre. And I don't know, it just a really interesting energy today. There was an announcement. I happened to be in town, and I heard we have for those of you that aren't local, we actually have a tsunami warning system, and so it's a big loudspeaker, and it comes on, and it most of the town hears it. Where we are, we're up the mountain quite a bit, so we don't always hear it. But anyways, I could hear something, and open up the window, and it said something about earthquake preparation. I was like, what? Because I actually was in the last Northridge, California earthquake, and so many years ago. But anyway, yeah, so it was kind of like, what? So I don't think there was one. I think it was just a warning. But if not, let me know. And it's just one of those things that that we all need to think about, is being prepared for emergencies, like as if we haven't been prepared for the unexpected recently. But seriously, things like, even if you don't live in a tsunami zone or an earthquake zone or whatever, know where your shoes are. I learned that in the last one. Trying to run around in bare feet with broken glass doesn't work very well. So yeah, it was just a kind of little wake up call for me, a reminder in preparedness for all kinds of things. And this winter, expect the unexpected. And so anyway, that's just my little tip of advice for today. So what we're going to do here, now that I'm back on track, is we are going to make a couple things that are really super fun. And one is with avocado, and yeah, I'm just looking at my dishes here because we're going to do I think we're going to do three things today. We're going to do two for sure. Let's start with the avocado. And avocados are always so much fun because you never know what you're going to get when you open them up. They're usually either unripe or too ripe. So this one looks pretty good. Believe it or not, I did wash this, but I did wash with the labels on. I must have been in a hurry. And I just need to move my little cutting boards here. My little tiny workspace. So, okay. So yeah, so we're just going to take this avocado here. So since this one worked, we don't need the second one. Although, if you have anybody else in your household that likes avocados, you're going to want to use two, because this is a really super awesome, amazing recipe. And actually, I am going to set this aside. I get so easily distracted by doing a few recipes at once, and I'm not at all a professional cook. For those of you that have watched this before, yeah, no, I'm not a professional cook. I am a professional certified herbalist and natural health consultant. And what this is all about, this Facebook thing here, is about sharing really healthy recipes that are quick, easy, fun, and healthy. Healthy again. You do know that you can and should save your avocado pits for to put in your smoothies. They are good for you. They have lots of great nutrition, and but I'm not going to put it in this particular recipe for reasons that will be revealed soon. And so, but yeah, the avocados pits have like almost a concentrated version of all the nutrition of the avocados. And the avocados are so good because they've got magnesium. A lot of us are really deficient in magnesium, and so they've got magnesium. Can you guys see? Oh yeah, you can see. I'm always asking that because I can't see with my glasses on. I can't see with them off. And so it makes it ever so much fun. Anyway, yeah, so they're full of magnesium. A lot of us are deficient in magnesium. And so much so, especially here in the Northwest, or at least here in BC, they were, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were giving magnesium shots at the hospital. I mean, I know they're probably not right now, but, you know, up until recently, they were. So, because people are that much deficient in magnesium. The other thing that the avocados have is lutein, which is really good for your eyes, which is super, you know, awesome and important to have things for your eyes, keep your eyes healthy. Speaking of which, I can't see with my glasses, can't see without my glasses. Obviously, I'm not getting enough lutein and avocados in my diet. Okay, so this is coconut milk. Back to the recipe. Hey, thank you, darling. You're always looking. I know. I'm kind of like, I look at the little tiny screen that I'm filming on, and I'm like, oh, can they see? So thank you. And good morning. And so we have avocado. Okay, 1 avocado. If you have 2 people, you need 2 avocados. Okay, we're going to use the avocado milk here. This particular one, this is a different brand. And this, I have never used this brand before for this. I think I've used it in soup. Okay, this is an organic Everland coconut milk, and it's not at all what I'm used to. Usually there's like that thick layer of coconut milk fat on the top, and this looks to be quite mixed. And this recipe really needs, it really needs that thick layer. So, and I mean, I have another brand that I use a lot. It's a Thailand brand, and it has, it's very, very, like the whole thing is really nice and thick and creamy. But most of the time in the past, when I've bought coconut milk in the can, it's got like the I guess the coconut fat part, or the cream is it, you know, kind of like half, and then the rest is liquid. But this one here seems to be quite mixed. So now we get to experiment with my recipe, which we often end up doing because I like to try new things, and I try them and make the mistakes so you don't have to, or so that you can make other mistakes other than the ones I do. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking. What you want is you want to get a brand of coconut milk that you can grab that fat off of for this recipe. This will probably work. I'm hoping. But you can see, I just can't even grab, oh, there's a lump. I can't even grab the fatty parts here. This would be a great brand for soup because it's kind of already pre-mixed together, so you don't have that separation. You know, a lot of the times, there's no point. A lot of the times, when you're poking into the coconut can, it's like because the cream is at the top. Hey, Jane, good morning. The coconut cream is at the top, and then there's so much liquid, and you're trying to get the top part out, and you almost have to cut it with a knife, because as soon as you cut through that fatty part or the creamy part, the liquid just shoots out. Usually, you know, that's most of the brands of coconut milk. Anyway, I don't know. I'm almost tempted to go open up a different brand, but well, we'll just try this. I think it'll work. So if you want this particular Everland Rich and Creamy, it is thoroughly mixed, and so there's no fear. If you're looking for a coconut milk that the fat and the cream and the coconut water is all mixed together, this is a good brand. Not good for what I'm doing today, obviously, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Oh God, I told you there was strange energy today. Okay, so we have an avocado. We have coconut milk, which is supposed to be coconut fat. And I need a little sip of my Vitality tea to smooth things out for the day. We have chocolate chips. We're not going to add those yet. We have, I have to say this is ancient. But I think it's still good. I don't think that stuff goes bad. It's peppermint extract. And I've had this for so long, I have no idea how much to use. But I like mint. So I'm going to go with a drizzle. Seeing as how it's only one, it's a small drizzle. One small drizzle of peppermint extract. And yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup. I'm just thinking about the, I didn't taste the coconut, but I don't know if it's sweet. And what we're doing, hey Kathy, good morning. What we're doing is we're actually making like a, it is a nice cream or an ice cream, but I'm not quite sure exactly how sweet that coconut milk is going to be with the avocado. And we are going to add chocolate chips, but they are semi-sweet, so they're not sweet either. So far for the people that have just come on, it's just coconut milk, and it's supposed to be the creamy part of the coconut milk, and avocado and peppermint extract and maple syrup. So we're going to mix this together. Oh my gosh, okay. Yes, lots of good surprises today. So it looks like this might have worked with the coconut milk. Good, okay. We'll see, because we'll see when we taste it. All right, so, okay. Oh my God, I just have such a small workspace here. Okay, let's just, and I have so many things planned that I have all, all my stuff here. I'm going to put this right there. Okay, so we're going to grab this, and we're going to put this in. And it actually looks pretty good. If you can see that, it's quite thick. So it didn't turn out too watery, which is what I was afraid of with that coconut milk being so thin, because the avocado is going to break down pretty easy. So, but it looks like it's got a pretty good consistency, so that's awesome. Okay, try and get all that stuff out of there. Okay, so is that in the way? Always wondering what's in the camera. Okay, so this is what it looks like: the avocado, coconut milk, peppermint extract, and a little bit of maple syrup. And I am going to taste that just because I want to see if it's sweet enough. Yep. It's good. That's really good. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, it's not too sweet though, so if you do want it sweeter, if you have someone with a sweet tooth, you might want to add more maple syrup. So test that first and do whatever you want to do. And then you can add the chocolate chips. And that's what we're going to be adding here, is some semi-sweet chocolate chips. I don't know. I like chocolate chips. I like them a lot. Okay. So we're going to add these, and we're mixing it together. And what we're going to do is we're going to use my cute little silicone thing here that I just made a mess out of, but that's okay. I have avocado hands. It's good. Hands are clean. Avocados are washed. Everything's washed and clean. So you're just going to mix this together, and you know what? I am going to add a little more maple syrup to that because I'm thinking about other people that might want more sweet than I do. I tend to try and keep things on the less sweet side, but in order to please everybody, most people like a lot of sugar. Okay, so we're just going to put this around here. We're going to put them in our little silicone tray. And we're going to be freezing these. So these will be like a nice cream. And like a chocolate chip mint nice cream. So, super easy. We're going to put this in the freezer. And like I said, I'm not really sure what that... how that consistency is going to come to after it's frozen. Excuse me, because of the coconut milk. I have a tickle in my throat, which reminds me, I haven't spilled this everywhere. We're going to be working with tickly throat stuff today. We're going to be making throat lozenges. There. Okay, so this is my non-professional thing. I'm so non-professional. Okay, where'd those chocolate chips go? Oh, here they are. Okay, I just want to add a few more. And I'm just going to try and get them on top. I got these on sale at Save On. And that's why they're in the funny little packaging. I don't know. I guess they're trying to get rid of their chocolate chips, and I was more than happy to get them. Okay. All right. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to give this a little rub here. It kind of gets in there better, so that when they freeze, they'll actually look like something. Okay, so that's our first recipe for today. Oh my God. Sometimes I just really absolutely have to laugh at myself so much, because sometimes, you know, life's just like that. And it's just been a crazy day so far. Okay, second thing we're going to do here, and I think we're going to be able to do all three things. I'm going to turn this heat on, and we are going to we're going to do the easiest thing ever that's super handy to have. We're just going to make candied pecans, either. So we have here, we're just going to use a little bit of this is coconut oil. And so we're just going to use a little bit of coconut oil. That melts pretty quickly, except that it is freezing in here. The weather really just totally changed. I don't know if I need that much. I'll just one more little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's, you know, we've been so blessed to have such a beautiful fall. Has been just so totally amazing, but it is it's gotten quite cool now, so so that saddens me, but it's like, put the slippers on, put the double slippers on. Okay, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're doing candied pecans, which means, okay, what I'm looking for, this is the coconut sugar. So the coconut sugar has a lower glycemic index than most other sugars. So it's easier on you. It doesn't create that fluctuation with the pancreas and blood sugar rush that most sugars do. So it's a really nice sugar. It also has, you know, it's got a bit more of a caramely taste to it. So, you know, so depending on whatever it is that you're doing, like I made a relish with it, a cucumber relish with it, and it was, oh, hi, fruit fly. Speaking of flies, oh God, don't go there. Okay. So, so with the, oh yeah, the coconut sugar in the relish, it turned it really caramely, which was really quite amazing, actually. It's a cucumber relish that I made from cucumbers that Kirsty Allen gifted me from Old Orchard Farm. And I made the cucumber relish, and I added the coconut sugar to it, which actually turned it kind of a reddy brown, like really pretty. And oh, what am I thinking? Like caramely colored, and it has a caramely taste. Okay, so we're just waiting for this to melt a bit, and we are going to add the coconut sugar here. And I'm just going to move this like this so I don't put my sleeve in there. I was so cold. I had to wear a heavier top today. Okay, so we're just going to put that in. I'm going to turn that down because you do always want to be careful when you're working with any kind of oil. Does that look like that's enough in there? I think so. I think it's enough. I don't want them too sweet, so that's probably enough. And I am going to add just a little titch of vanilla to it as well. And you could use, if you wanted to use maple syrup, or, you know, or something like that, like a different sweetener, you could do that too. And what am I looking for? Okay, what's my next recipe? My next recipe needs that. I just don't want to use the wrong utensil. I think I'm going to use this because I need my other spatula for my other recipe. Okay, so we're just going to dump those in. This is like, there are so many candied pecan recipes. You can really do this however you want. Most of the time, it will call for butter. I'm sure you could use other things, but I wanted to use the coconut oil because I do try and stay away from dairy as much as I can, and I can see I need more coconut oil. So this, like, I mean, this isn't even a recipe really. This is just something that I needed to do, and that's what this Facebook is all about. Is people that wanted to hang out while I do my thing every day with what I cook, because I do post a lot of pictures on Instagram, and I have a lot of videos of proper cooking. Oh, what is that stuck to my sleeve? That oh my God, I told you it's a crazy day today. And yeah, well, that's the when you have animals, and you tend to get more dust bunnies than usual. So anyways, you do the Facebook every day, and it's really, really fun. But I have actual real recipes on my YouTube channel, so they're like 15-minute fast, healthy, easy meals, and so check that out. And this Facebook is more about, you know, just hanging out every morning at 11 while I do what I need to do for our own meals. And everyone seems to really like sharing the information, and commenting is super fun when everybody hangs out together. Okay, I'm just going to shut that off, and that's like the easiest thing ever. Like I say, there's about 1 million different recipes to do this, but I like them not super sweet, and not too coated either. It's just a little bit of a hint. It just kind of, you know, gives them that extra little flavor of sweetness. Great to put on salads or anything like that. So, and you can add things too. You can add things like cinnamon, all kinds of different things like that if you wanted to. There's my little glass that I had the almonds in. I'm just going to set that right there. So, now that I've said cinnamon, do I want to add cinnamon? I don't think so, because I added some vanilla, and also the coconut sugar adds a little bit of a caramely flavor to it. If you want to, you could add maple syrup. Some people might add honey, although, you know, if you are going to use honey, you don't, and it's local, unpasteurized, you don't want to heat it up or you'll destroy the healing properties. Which leads us back to our third thing that I mentioned before with the throat. So this is slippery elm powder. Slippery, S-L-I-P-P-E-R-Y, elm, E-L-M, as in the elm tree. So, hi, good morning, Kathy. Hi, everybody. So, and since I have a tickle in my throat this morning, anyways, this is going to be super handy. This is slippery elm powder. So you can buy this at any health food store. And it's a powder, and it's very mucilaginous. It's the inner bark of the elm tree. Very mucilaginous, which is kind of another word for a little bit slimy. And so what it does, it's very soothing for the throat. Soothing for the throat, through the whole esophagus, through the whole alimentary tract, right through to the other end. So slippery elm has traditionally been used probably for centuries, for sore throats, anything going down your throat. Sore throats, heartburn, hiatal hernias, reflux, acid indigestion, and I don't know why I've had so many people come to me about doing things for digestion this week, but that seems to be a thing. I don't know why everybody's having heartburn and indigestion, which is why we made yesterday, wherever it went, we made the the digestive elixir yesterday, and so that's really handy to take so that it helps you digest. And if your stomach is prepared to accept the food, or to know that the food is coming, which is why I don't want to repeat myself too much from yesterday, but we talked about bitters and why the bitters help to prepare for digestion. And so, and then if you take if you're ingesting herbs and spices that aid and help with digestion, then you avoid completely any of the heartburn, reflux, acid indigestion, all that kind of thing, and then you don't end up taking antacids, which actually stop digestion. Stops the acid from bothering you, but it stops your digestion as well, and that's a whole nother lecture. But anyway, back to the slippery elm. It soothes and heals, so it'll go right from sore throat to all those things, acid reflux. It will actually coat, soothe, and heal that mucous membrane, that intestinal membrane, or the mucous membrane up here, intestinal down there. And so that if somebody is experiencing Crohn's or colitis or any kind of irritable bowel, it's very soothing and healing right through to the bowel, like small intestine, large intestine. Slippery elm, you know, once you get to know it, it will be your best friend for most people, because a lot of people have all of those issues, or some, or one, or hopefully none of those issues. So slippery elm powder is the ingredient that we're going to use here. And so we're going to just make little tiny cough drops, and or cough balls. Okay, little cough balls. Okay, so I'm going to take heaping teaspoon, and they have used this as a food for babies. Super safe. It has no interactions with other medications. It's yeah, it's super healing. It also has a lot of vitamins, minerals in it. Super healing, mucilaginous. It is like gold. I would not be without it. So I've got 2 heaping tablespoons, which looks to be like maybe a quarter or a third of a cup. You guys know me, and measurements are not really I'm not very good at measuring, so you can just do it to whatever turns you on, whatever your taste is. So I do have honey here. Now you can use maple syrup if you want. This is a local honey from a local beekeeper here who has beautiful, well-kept, you know, happy bees. And so I am going to use the honey in this case. I often will try to use maple syrup or another alternative than the honey. But in this case, the honey has so many antibiotic properties and healing properties, especially for such things as sore throats. So we are going to grab exactly the right size spoon here, and we're going to add this to it. So the slippery elm is, you guys can see, right? The slippery elm is, let's see, how much honey do I need? It's very soothing and healing on its own. So you can even use it with water. Just mix it with water. But in this case, we kind of want to try and make a, I think that'll be enough. We want to try and make it hold together, and so we need something to bind it. Water would work, but the other thing that you can do, two different things going through my mind. The water will work if you're going to drink it and you're working on a sore throat and you want it to hit this area here. You can just use, and I often do, a little bit of slippery elm and water and just drink it so that it soothes and coats. You can also buy slippery elm in capsules, and that works really well for anything a little further down than the throat too, like your, you know, your reflux or your heartburn or in acid indigestion and all that kind of stuff. And then the capsules work really well through the intestines. So you can either drink it or you can get it in a capsule and use it in a capsule. You can make a poultice with it with water. There's just so many different ways. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just mix this together and hope to not inhale the powder so that I cough before I need the cough drop. Or need the cough drop before I, anyway, you know what I mean. The other thing you can do aside from water in this particular recipe is you can use a tea. If you wanted to use a tea that also had healing properties, like for instance, licorice tea. Licorice is very soothing and healing for the throat too. A lot of you know, sore throat teas and remedies have licorice in them. So you could use a licorice tea. You could also use a chai, you know, with cinnamon in it. And I'm getting my little brain's not working. Yeah, you can use cinnamon, anything like that, you know, for extra flavor. And I go through a variety of utensils here. So I haven't made this in quite a while because they last a long time. And that's the other reason for using the honey, is because the honey will preserve it, so that, I mean, you know, the slippery elm likely wouldn't mold or anything anyways, but the honey does preserve it and keeps it, gives it a really long shelf life, because I've had mine for about 3 years now. And what I'm going to do here, which I totally forgot, I did put the water kettle on and I forgot to bring over the hot water because we need to blend this together, so I will grab that hot water and add just a tiny little bit. I should actually maybe put it in a shot glass first so that I don't add too much. Just set that there. I need more space. I need more space. Okay. Good idea to use the shot glass because you don't want it too wet. So you could use whatever kind of tea you want. If you wanted to flavor this and add additional goodness, you know, additional benefits, we can add some cinnamon to this. For me, I really find I use cayenne a lot, and the cayenne is really, really good for the throat too. It's kind of burny, you know, hitting the throat and going down, but it also is like instantly healing. And so for me, I would make them a little bit spicy, so they've got that little bite to it. You might not want to do that, so you could add cinnamon. You could add I don't know if you guys can see how this is coming along, but it is, I'm getting all the powder mixed in. If you wanted to add, like I have my morning powders, which have like ashwagandha, astragalus, ginseng, on any of those in a powder, you can add to this. So you could make it like a herbal supplement if you wanted to. You know, maca, anything like that. So what we're going to do is just roll this together, and I think I will add just a little bit of cinnamon to it. You could do things like add peppermint to it if you wanted to, for that soothing, healing properties of the soothing peppermint. Like a peppermint tea would be good to add in, like instead of just the hot water. And but I do have to say, and I might get in trouble for this a little bit, but I do have to say I don't advise using essential oils internally. You know, that's just my opinion and observation on that. I use essential oils a lot. They're so amazing. Aromatherapy is wonderful. So amazing. But in putting essential oils in my bathtub, I have a fiberglass bathtub, and when you drain the water out, the oils have stuck to the fiberglass and eaten holes through it. So after witnessing that, I'm pretty sure that I don't want the essential oils adhering to any part of my internal body, because I've seen what they can do to fiberglass. So anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to go any further than that, other than be your own, inform yourself. Oh, there's a saying that goes out, be your own, be your own. Anyways, yeah, always check things out on your own, do your own research, and do what feels right for you. So that's super important with anything in life. You have to follow your heart and do what is really important to you and what feels right to you. And so that brings me to the point that I completely forgot to bring the parchment paper over. So you can put this on wax paper, you can put it on parchment paper, you can, whatever you want to do, you're just gonna put it together like this. And if you wanted to just drop it into, it'll harden up. If you find that it's not hardening up, you know me and my measurements, if you find that it's not, add more slippery elm to it. One of the things that I have done in the past is keep adding slippery elm until you can actually roll it into a ball. And what I can try that for you, seeing as how I don't have my parchment paper, and I do have a little bowl here. So you can do that too. So don't be afraid to just, you know, play with it, because you just really, you know, you can't have too much slippery elm. Actually, you can have too much slippery elm. You can have too much of anything. And I'm going to tell you what, I'll tell you what happens when you have too much slippery elm. It is so mucilaginous and soothing and healing to the alimentary tract and the esophagus and the intestine. It is so super healing that if you do take too much slippery elm, you can create a little bit of a loose bowel. But in my experience, I have not had anyone do that or take that much for it to actually create a loose bowel. So most people tolerate it really, really well and don't have any issues like that at all. Okay, so here's the experimental part. Okay, so, and I'm not really wanting to roll this too much into a ball unless I go wash my hands, because I did touch, I want to keep these. So I don't really want to have any bacteria or anything like that. And I touched the avocado and I touched the pecans and I touched, you know how it is with touching things these days. And so, so I would go wash my hands and then roll these up into little balls. So you're going to have them like a lozenge, and, you know, just little, whatever size you want, but, you know, small. And then you can just hang on to that and use it like a throat lozenge. And I'll try and get it onto the clean spoon here and just show you basically what that looks like. But yeah, I'm not going to waste your time with going and washing my hands, but I will wash my hands and roll these guys into balls. So this would probably make 2 or 3. I'm going to bring these down because that's a little too much for one cough drop. You want it about like that. Okay. Oh my goodness. See? It totally is calling me. It's calling my name. Okay, you guys, and this is my Vitality Tea, which is really good for your immune system. You could add, and I could have added, except that I already drank out of it, but I could have added my Vitality Tea to it too. So whatever you want to add to it as a liquid, as a beneficial medicinal, feel free to do that. And like I say, let's see if I can get this the right size without putting my finger. I can't do it. I have to go wash my hands and make actual little, you know, roll them in your hand cough drops. So it's going to look about that big. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks you guys for hanging out. Oh my gosh. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. And have a great day. It's supposed to rain. I don't know if it will or not. But anyways, check out my YouTube channel and my Instagram. And thanks for hanging out. And thank you for the comments. I know a couple people have asked about salad dressing. So we'll be working on that next week. But I have a different plan for tomorrow. So see you tomorrow morning at 11. And thanks for hanging out. Hi, everybody. See you tomorrow.